Hi there, today I'm going to teach you about forming questions in Spanish. There are 4 ways to form questions in Spanish. We can have a yes or no question, and we can have questions that require information. So when we're talking about yes or no questions, there are 4 ways to form those questions. And one is by adding question marks to the statement, which in Spanish we simply do by adding the upside down question mark and the right side up question mark. So it changes from a statement, Raquel estudia en la biblioteca, and it changes to Raquel estudia en la biblioteca, and my voice goes up at the end. So the statement is Raquel estudia en la biblioteca. Question, Raquel estudia en la biblioteca? So we just raise the pitch of our voice. We can also switch the subject pronoun after the verb. So Raquel estudia en la biblioteca. Statement, estudia Raquel en la biblioteca. All we've done is inverted estudia and Raquel. And again, we added the upside down question mark and the right side up question mark, and we raise our voice at the end for the pitch. Another way to do this is by placing the subject pronoun at the end of a sentence. And all we did, instead of estudia Raquel, we put estudia en la biblioteca Raquel, and her name is at the end, right? Again, question marks there. And the last one, and probably the easiest one, is to leave the statement and then do what's called the tag by adding no or verdad, and our voice also goes up at the end. Verdad just means true, and no is like right. So if I say the statement, Raquel estudia en la biblioteca. Question, Raquel estudia en la biblioteca. No, Raquel estudia en la biblioteca. ¿Verdad? Okay, so we're asking, right? Yes. Is that correct? At the end of those. And then we have a little bit more complicated questions that are not yes or no answers. So, so we use what are called interrogatives. We have these in English as well. There are a couple I just want to point out that can be a little bit trickier. Donde just means where. But if I put an a donde at the beginning of it, to where, so which refers to a location, right? Like a donde vamos, where are we going? But donde estás is where are you? De donde, from where are you, referring to your place of origin. Okay, so be careful. A means to or for. De means from or of. And what was the other one on here? So a donde, donde, and de donde, those are kind of tricky. And then we also have down here cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, and cuántas. It depends on what is coming after it. We have, if it's a single noun, for example, how much. They don't give you an example. Okay, cuánto cuesta la bolsa, for example. Versus cuántas bolsas hay. So if my noun after is singular, it's going to be cuánto or cuánta, and it's going to match in gender. If it's a plural noun after it, it's going to be pluralized and match in gender. Okay. Also, quién can also have the a and the de in front of it. A quién is to whom do you do something. For example, to whom are you giving the gift? So if you see an a quién, to whom, and quién by itself just means who, and then a quiénes, plural, to whom, plural people, are you giving the gift, for example. So we also can put de quién, referring to possession. De quién es la pluma? Whose is the pluma? De quiénes son las plumas? Whose, plural, are the pens? So just again, the de and the a can be tagged onto those or in front of those, not necessarily the same attached, but they can go before it and change the meaning of those words. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these. Excuse me. Okay. What is por qué and por qué? Por qué with a question mark says why, and it's 2 separate words. And por qué as one word means because. That's it, and there's no accent mark on that one. And we already went over this. It says some prepositions are attached to the question words at the beginning, like a means to, para means for, de, and so that is just right now here in our lesson to explain that a little bit more since I didn't write it. Okay, and that is a summary of the question words.